Brisbane City Council is helping residents to be resilient and ready for flooding. Council's FloodWise Property Report is a technical report to guide planning and building in Brisbane. It will help you understand the modelled flood risk on a property so that you can build in accordance with Brisbane City Council's planning requirements in City Plan. This video will explain the FloodWise Property Report from page 2 on. Page 1 is covered in the Part 1 video. This is the technical section of the report and is intended to assist surveyors, builders, certifiers, architects, town planners and engineers to plan and build in accordance with Council's planning scheme. In this section, if the property has no modelled or historic flood levels, this area will be blank. If flooding is shown on a graph on the first page, then this property information summary table will display. It is a quick snapshot of the minimum and maximum ground levels, the indicative existing floor level, and it also shows the highest source of flooding. In this case, it is from storm tide. The far right column is marked Data Quality Code. These letters include A, B and C and relate to how Council obtained the data for these levels. Explanations are in the Useful Definitions section further down the report. The Flood Planning Information Table shows a snapshot of the likelihood of flooding from river, creek and storm tide. It will include the annual chance or likelihood of flooding for 20%, 5%, 2%, 1% and 0.2% AEP where applicable. 20% AEP is considered a regular event, whereas 0.2% AEP is considered a rare event. The flood levels are shown as metres AHD, which means Australian Height Datum, and is an agreed national vertical datum with mean sea level being 0.0 metres AHD. All levels shown here are the elevation above mean sea level. Here we have a mix of river, creek and storm tide. The creek waterway flood type will also include the name of the creek or catchment in brackets. River flooding shows the Brisbane River as the source. Historic flooding, if applicable, will also show in this table. In this example, the February 2022 flood event is displayed, with the source being the Brisbane River. The final row of the table may show the minimum habitable floor level for a dwelling house. This equates to the 1% AEP flood level of the highest flood type, plus 0.5 metres. This is the minimum level in metres AHD at which habitable areas of a development must be constructed as required by City Plan. In this next example, we see a level and source for the defined flood level, or DFL. This is used for commercial and industrial developments. Refer to the useful definitions in the report and City Plan for more details. The residential flood level, or RFL, simply equates to the 1% annual likelihood of flooding from the Brisbane River. The Flood Planning and Development Information section of the FloodWise Property Report contains information about Council's planning scheme overlays. The Flood Overlay Code guides the future development of land at risk of flooding within defined flood planning areas, or FPAs. Flood planning areas outline development requirements for a property based on flood likelihood, depth and velocity. This table shows if the Flood Overlay Code may apply to a property from river, creek, waterway and overland flow flooding. In this example, there are no overlays for river or overland flow. However, 2 flood planning areas apply to this property for creek or waterway. Search flood planning areas on Council's website for more information. Depending on the location of the property, it may be subjected to planning overlays. In this example, we see the property is within the Coastal Hazard Overlay, and hence the Coastal Hazard Overlay Code in City Plan applies. The table below shows the subcategories. Development guidelines for the Coastal Hazard Overlay subcategories are explained in City Plan. Property development flags may be shown in this section and may include a waterway corridor, overland flow path or large allotment flag. A large allotment flag appears if the property is over 1,000 square metres or is located within a large allotment. Ground levels may vary across the property and Council recommends further investigations to determine variations in flood levels. Other property information flags may appear next. This may include a flag advising the property is located near a Brisbane River backflow device, or if a property is located in an area near a referable dam. A flag may also appear if the property has participated in the Flood Resilient Homes program. Details about works can only be obtained by the property owner. The useful definitions is a quick reference for the key terminology in the report. The bottom of the report may show an appendix with a list of lot numbers, which will only apply when there are more than 3 lots. The FloodWise Property Report is a technical document to help guide planning and development in Brisbane. Should you require professional advice about information in the report, Council recommends engaging a registered professional engineer of Queensland. Brisbane City Council's flood information online is helping residents and visitors stay safe, confident and ready.